Good morning, guys. Welcome back to This Takes the Cake. It's me and Karen, lead planner here in Myrtle Beach, and we are going to be talking about SMB's biggest fans, aka stalkers.
We have them. It's real.
It's real. It's real life.
It's scary sometimes, actually.
Yeah, so let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
Let's start with this girl named Ashley.
Okay.
Where did it even begin?
It's really hard to say. I think the lines are a little blurry. But if I remember correctly, this person reached out to us even like a couple years ago asking
Correct.
for an internship, which we gladly receive interns, whether you're in school or not, you know, wanting to kind of learn the business and that kind of thing. And one of our employees that's moved on now had interviewed her at the time. She wasn't brought onto our team for whatever reason at the time. It's like she kind of came and went. That employee came and went, and we moved on with our life. Well, a year later, being last year, we get another email.
It's about this time last year, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. It was almost a year exactly from the interview before, unbeknownst at the time. So we get this email, and this person is looking for a job. And
Correct.
we're like, okay, you know, well, let's talk about it. Well, we start looking into it, and I'm like, this name sounds really familiar. Well, come to find out, you know, she had been in. So we're trying to figure out why we didn't bring her on the team, because, you know, we love interns. We love help. We can help. We need all of that for the events. So I just remember looking back and saying there had to be a reason. So doing what we do best.
PI work.
If that's what you want to call it. We start looking at people's social media accounts because, like you've always been told, you know.
You can tell a lot about somebody just by their profiles.
Exactly. And so that is something that we definitely do just for future reference. Anybody inquiring for a job, we're going to check it out. So don't air your dirty laundry there, which she had done.
Or at least be private so we can't see you.
Hide that stuff, okay? So we start digging, and it got very interesting very fast.
It did.
So she had some family drama. She had some mental health issues, but she's putting all of this on social media. So it was out there. I'd never met the girl. I didn't do the interview, but I'm looking, I'm like, okay. Back to our last podcast together. Red flag, red flag.
Right.
Okay. So Sara, being the person that she is, she's like, you know, let's entertain this email.
Let's have a little fun. Need a little
She's
excitement
like,
around here.
Okay, this seems interesting. Maybe we should just bring her in for an interview and you know, remember why we didn't bring her on the team. She seems pretty interesting. So she emailed and got an immediate response. So tell us a little bit more about how she responded.
Right. So I pulled up these emails because they go on for a while, and you can clearly. Well, she wanted to have a wedding. That's where it started.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
No.
And she told us all the specifics about the wedding. It was going to be on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2024.
Yeah, right.
So it's
this
coming
was
up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel. Sorry, Doubletree. With muted colors of rugs and pillows for guests. There was going to be an altar. Apparently, there's a church there.
Okay.
It's going to be a Hindu-Christian ceremony.
Okay.
She goes on, and she's...
So she's qualifying herself as a bride, but wanted us to help, but then also was inquiring about a job.
But number 2 says, we hope for purchasing Ashley a rose gold 2K solitaire oval diamond. I mean, I don't even know much about this, but goes on and on about what type of ring she wants.
Okay.
But then she CC'd the, in quotation, the groom on here. What wedding ring style do you want, Patrick? That was his name.
Okay.
So then she goes on and on about the ceremony and all the things that she wants, blah, blah, blah. And then So the people that are going to be planning the event was Stunning and Brilliant Events and then Ash Events, which we love Ashley. So we were going to be double teamed on this one.
Okay, these two major wedding planners.
Yeah, Cocoa Dots was going to be for the cake.
Oh, she had planned it.
Yeah.
She was letting us know.
The international airport that's right here,
Okay.
That's where all the family was going to fly into.
Okay.
And then the honeymoon, this really takes the cake, was going to be in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Where they're going to make their babies.
Okay. Gonna make babies in Jacksonville, Florida. Sounds good. That's great. She really had it planned out to a
You
T.
literally cannot make this up. Maybe at the end of this podcast, could we do a little slide so everybody can really see that this is real life?
No, this is real. Can't make this up. That's why we do this. Sharing the fun stuff with you here, folks.
And then they're going to have 4 kids. Their name's going to be Seth.
Oh,
they're taking her last name. Isabel, Marcus, Christian. Did I miss one?
This is...
Patrick loves Ashley and Ashley loves Patrick. Let's get married and stay married. I mean, that's just a little bit of this. Okay, so now we're going to plan the wedding, right?
Okay, now we're planning the wedding.
But then
what happened to her asking about a job?
Yeah, no, she wants to work for us.
Right.
So where is hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Here it is. She
very specific again, didn't miss one detail about her employment. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, how many days a week, exactly how much annual income. Share with us, Sarah,
I'll
please.
Share this part. So she's interested in working for Stunning and Brilliant Events. She wants to do the office work from home. She can do meetings throughout the week. She'd like to receive $5,000 a year for part-time, which is 20 hours or less. And then $1,000 a month on the 15th of the month. I don't know.
Very specific. Don't miss that.
Didn't make sense. But the best part about this is she said, well, I absolutely love to assist with events and learn the wedding event process. I'm expecting my second child.
Which complicates
And she enjoys
things.
working from home. So working from home would be perfect for her.
Okay.
But they were also in the process of purchasing her first home, and I hope to raise my daughter there.
She had a lot going on. It was a lot, but she told us everything. Again, not only in this email, but this was all again on social media, so you could find her life events going on. Just scroll
didn't
right
she call and leave voicemails too? I'm pretty sure she left voicemails too.
She was trying to get a hold of us for sure.
She would leave voicemails.
For sure.
This one was definitely this takes the cake. Please let me know when we can meet for an interview and when my first day of hire will be.
Right, so she's asking for a job and then telling you she's ready to start, like, right now. So I remember specifically, this is where Sarah got involved. Like, we've read this, we've looked her up. Like, it's pretty deep in the details. This is where Sarah was like, let's tell her. She was like, something to the effect of, this sounds great. We're so excited you're pregnant with your, second child.
But she doesn't have any kids, right?
Not that I know of.
I
don't really know. There was some family drama. Just look it up on social media. It was all right there with family dynamics and whatever. But anyway, Sarah's like, let's entertain her. Congratulations on your baby. Congratulations on your new house. We're so excited for you. Like, this might not be a good fit because, we work weekends, though, we do have plenty of office work to be done. We need help on the weekends for events. So then she responds back in great detail as always.
Yeah, so she responded back and she said, I'm definitely available to assist on weekends.
Okay, but before she was only available during the week at home.
Thank you for our emailed interview.
There was no interview?
Thank you for emailing me information that denotes to enjoy working from home for Stunning and Brilliant Events.
Sarah said it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I told her it wasn't
her interpretation of the email.
She's available on Saturdays and after 1 p.m. on Sundays, plus during weekdays. I will start this Saturday.
She was ready to start right away. In fact, she's asking for email and phone correspondence of people she can start reaching out to.
Oh, yeah. I need names, email addresses, and phone numbers for my business communication with those in the company.
There was no phone call. We never called and chatted. This was the only in email correspondence.
And she was going to assist with the bridal show as well.
Oh, well, we might need some help for the bridal show this year. So She might be available. Well, we could potentially see if she's still interested in some employment.
That's just crazy.
You don't think these things are real. Like, we're really not making this up. But then you have to be a little concerned about people that interested. Like, what led you to us that has gotten you we've got some Swifties in here, but this is next level
this
fanfare.
Is definitely takes the cake, tops the cake of
the cake topper
of all
right
the
here.
of all the cities. Yeah, like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And that's unfortunate that she seems to maybe have some mental health struggles, but she's put that out there. And
her spelling and grammar was pretty good, though.
She's got some master's degrees, and she's actually, she seems pretty well qualified as a musician, a yoga instructor. Oh, she can take photos.
Oh, photos, yeah.
iPhone professional photos.
iPhone professional photos, yes.
Yep.
Because no one else can do that.
She's a life counselor. She's pretty well qualified, so she's seems to be educated.
Yeah, where did it say where she went to school?
Oh,
let's see.
One of those fly-by-night places, I think. I don't know.
Was it an online one?
Here's
her resume. Yoga. Oh, she's an online writer, so that's why.
Oh, she's a writer.
That's
okay,
why
that
her
was when I missed it.
good.
Yeah.
She's an international food sales and marketing consultant.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow.
She's done a lot.
She has.
I think she's my age.
She worked at Walt Disney as a cast member.
What?
Okay.
That explains some of the characteristics of her.
She was an extra
endeavors.
on the Pam and Buffy show. What is that?
No idea. Go her.
She went to Murray State University.
Oh, where's that? Isn't that an online place? I don't know.
I don't even know. Oh, wait. Neither. She went to Coastal.
Whoa.
She's you got a master's there.
Yes.
Man.
Y'all might have been there at the same time.
Paper card crafting.
Maybe that's where
painting, watercolor, calligraphy. She's a singer, songwriter, guitarist.
Yes.
She is a babysitter, professional coach, manager, teacher, mentor, and consultant.
Right. She's got a lot to offer.
Efficient in IBM, which I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
IBM, that's
Google, Dell, Apple, HP. I think she just wrote down every imaginable thing on here.
She wants to work.
OMG. She has 300 hours of yoga.
Yeah, that seems to be her real passion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. She's a ballerina, too.
No, ma'am.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. She has been on musical theater on Broadway.
Stop it.
In New York on the Lion King production, the Mary Poppins production. And the Grease one.
Are you serious?
I'm not making this up. This is on here.
Oh my goodness, that was a very lengthy.
And she sends her resume as PDF, so I have to give her credit because there's a lot of people that don't send them as PDFs. Which, if you don't send me a resume and it's not in PDF, I won't look at it.
Note to future inquiries there for
PDF
jobs.
Only. Man, she's got it all: budgeting, payroll, finance. Man, I just
the
give
list
her my
goes
job.
on.
She's multi-talented.
She seems like she might need a franchise. I don't know. That's a lot.
That's crazy.
That's just one person. How long have we spent on this?
So it must be something to do with the name Ashley.
Oh boy,
because there's another Ashley.
Yes, there is.
Sorry if your name's Ashley and you're listening to this podcast. So this one, I don't know if you know all of the details, but I think you've probably heard me tell in the office. So it must be something to do with the name Ashley. So this one takes the cake too. Can't make this up. So
this is like a cake smash right here.
For sure. This could be, yeah. So we had a past employee. And
I think that's where a lot of stories start, right here on this podcast. Okay, previous employee.
And she found out that her husband was cheating on her.
Okay.
And
that's tragic.
Yeah, not cool.
Not cool.
No, not at all. And so
how did that happen?
She was struggling, and she didn't really know all the details. And she came to me, and she's like, I'm just having a few rough days, And I was like, that's fine, And we were at an event, you know, and when your whole world's kind of like thrown up, you know, upside down and you're learning all these things. I'll never forget, we were at this venue and she found out her husband was in police training academy.
Yeah.
And he called or texted and said that he failed the test and he had to come home. He wasn't good to be a police officer.
Man, that's
and
another
the reason,
blow.
Yeah, and the reason that they had moved here was for him to become a police officer. So at the time, one of my friends, I'm still friends with, he's a U.S. Marshal. And so I called him because he used to be a police officer here on the SWAT team. And I said, listen, this is so weird. Like, something's going on. Like, I was explaining what had happened. And he was like, you just don't fail a test. He's like, they want all the police officers. If you're in the academy, unless you're, like, on drugs or something, like, they're going to let you be
something
a police
serious.
officer.
Yeah.
And so he said, give me a minute. Because they
it's
all
always
know
good to
each
have
other.
somebody like this in your back pocket.
And he would never tell me. When these people work in this industry, they just, like, keep everything, like. And so he said, Sarah, that's not what happened. She needs to find out what happened.
Ooh, and then it gets real.
Yeah. So I go to this past employee, and I said, he did not fail a test. You need to find out what happened.
Right.
So she was able to call somebody in there, and they explained what happened. So she learned what happened, not from her husband, but from the actual whoever's in charge, or, you know, whatever.
Somebody from the academy.
Mm-hmm. So what had happened was...
The
reason I have to tell this story, because it's going to talk about some other S&B top fans, stalkers, all the above. So...
one thing leads to another.
Exactly. So she found out everything that happened with her husband and cheating and all that good stuff. And we found out who the girl was, you know, all that went down, you know. So it wasn't like 2 weeks later, because now I'm invested. I know who the girl is. I've helped her PI, I know where she lives, all the above.
Trying to get to the bottom of it, help our
and her name's Ashley.
The girl that he cheated with, Ashley.
And so...
Go figure.
Crazy. So...
not the same Ashley, different Ashley, but anyway,
different Ashley.
Nonetheless.
So I get an email, and it's this Ashley girl looking for a job.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Franchise,
I mean, you just can't make this
Starts
stuff
with
up.
a franchise. She wanted a franchise.
Franchise, okay.
And it didn't really hit me at first who it was. And then when she emailed back, it hit me. I was like, oh, my God, this is this girl. So, of course, I go to the...
Well, she's not working at the police academy, so she had to find a job real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are.
Yep, so here we are. And so she emails, obviously, to get a franchise. I email back, of course. And then I'm like, oh, my God, this is this girl. So the former employee's like, bring her in for an interview. And I'm like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, no.
Somebody's going to hurt somebody. Somebody's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So I told her no franchises were available at the moment. She was like, well, is there potential for a job? And I was like, no, we're no opportunities right now. We're totally full.
Right.
So then she doesn't stop there.
Oh, gosh.
She uses a third-person recruiter.
A recruiter? Who
to
has
come
that?
into the office. And they tell me they have someone that's super qualified to be a planner, and they would like to assist with the interview and the hiring process. I was like, okay, would you have a resume or their name? And they handed it over, and it's the Ashley girl again.
She was relentless.
She was,
again,
wanting to make sure that she could somehow figure out a way to get a job with S&B. And
she was trying every angle, giving you all the details, whatever. Give me a job, really. I need something.
And then she went on to, like, she would like everything on our Instagram, our Facebook page.
So we were keeping track of her, too.
Yeah, I think we eventually blocked her. But, like...
she didn't get a job.
She did not get a job. But
she got a job somewhere, but not with us.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, again, back to being out there on blast, social media. She was out there. I mean, we knew who she was. She had to know we knew who she was. I mean, she was so intertwined with someone at her office, and she had a criminal record to go along with it.
She impersonated a police officer.
Regarding the husband of our coworkers. So she had a criminal record.
5 kids.
She's looking for a job, but I mean...
probably different baby daddies.
I don't know the half of it, but it's just like you're out there on social media. Again, if you're inquiring for a franchise or employment, even just to be an intern, we're going to check you out. So, again, like Sarah said.
And we're going to interview you
Make that
in person.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're going to bring you in. And, man, we're going to line up our ducks before we bring you in. So, get it together, folks. Please.
And your name can't be Ashley.
Ashley's go through an extra.
Love you, Ashley, in Nashville.
Ashley's go through an extra interview process. Yeah. A whole nother.
Exactly. They get a few extra rounds.
Yeah. Speaking of big fans, people reaching out for employment, some opportunities that we have really all year long, depending on
spring, summer, and fall.
Yeah,
internships.
Our internships. And so we get inquiries all the time. It doesn't matter really what time of year. So we're getting people looking for internships, mostly college girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people, big fans, just looking to kind of get their foot in the door, but mostly college kids. And so, again, we're going to, check you out. What college are you going to? Are you local? What are you looking to gain from this experience? And checking out your social media. And really these kids, these days have all the social media accounts. So if you're not on social media at that age and we're looking you up and not finding you, like, red flags.
This girl was definitely a red flag.
So
I've decided now she's a con artist. I don't even think you know this, but
oh, goodness.
Caroline was on a flight with her 2 days ago.
Love that we are still.
And she was at the Jason Aldean concert I went to. So she has lots of money as a. What is happening?
Look at you.
What is happening?
Amanda's like, are you really saying this out loud right now? So you've decided this chick is a con artist. This is looking back, but we're still running into her.
I think the whole family's in on it.
Well, we found that out real quick.
We did, and they were crazy.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more. So this girl, she came in as an intern. We brought her in as an intern.
She worked
one wedding,
one weekend. One was a rehearsal dinner, and the wedding the next day. And looking back at it, like, she asked a lot of questions that a typical 22-year-old wouldn't ask. Very interesting questions. And I can't remember exactly, but now thinking back, I'm like, those just didn't add up.
Right.
So make a long story short, our internships are non-paid. You obviously get your hours, you get your credit for school. We're not putting you out there to lead a wedding,
Yeah, you're coming to learn what we do and see if this is something you could do as a career.
You're just a job shadowing. I mean, you're here to help, but not like be in charge and you're calling the clients and doing those type of things. So there was definitely some miscommunication, but ultimately she's done this plenty of times before.
Sure. Looking back now.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
She knew too much of how to do something.
Very manipulative.
So make a long story short, she thought she was getting paid. Okay. So we talked about it. And I said, I'm so sorry about the miscommunication. You're not getting paid. I understand if you don't want to continue the internship. Had that whole conversation.
One weekend.
Yeah, one weekend. And so she got really offensive in the text. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I texted her back and I said, you need to return your uniform and everything. Like, it's just not going to work.
Not going to work.
Exactly. Short words. And so I can't remember, did she bring it? I know she brought her stuff back, but make a long story short, she brought her dad when she got here.
Red flag.
Red flag, yeah. So I think she showed up, or she told us what time she was coming, but didn't tell Dad was coming.
Right.
So were you here when Dad showed up?
No, I've heard the story.
Okay. So Dad and her walk in.
Came in, I remember you telling me specifically, walk straight to your desk, which is not the first three you come to.
Yeah, I'm in the back, so you don't know if I'm here or not. And I was still sitting down.
Right.
And so she lays her purse and dress down.
And then her and Dad are at you.
Yeah. And Dad wants to know why she's not getting paid. And we explained the whole thing. And then me and one of the other girls in the office kind of walked back toward
the door.
And at this
It's
point,
feeling pretty sketchy.
yeah, it is. And I always have my gun. And I had a weird feeling before she came in. I actually had laid it on the little thing right there.
Concealed weapon.
Yeah, I have a CWP. I don't know, just had a weird feeling. But anyways, we go back up thing, and like, what really got me is they were recording the conversation.
Oh, wow. That's a
So you
Sara
had to-
move.
Right?
But when somebody's doing it to you, you're like, what is this about? Like, why are we
They
doing
were
this?
recording. He had it in his pocket, and they knew the rules. This is a something state, one whatever.
Oh,
I'm like, oh wow, are we an attorney now? Because I didn't know any of this.
Legal
yeah.
things.
So I'm like, I literally said, I feel uncomfortable. You guys need to leave.
Right.
At that point,
Please.
And he was. I think the exact words was, "This isn't the end of this." Blah blah blah. Like, I'll sue you. I don't know exactly all the words, but ultimately that was what was going to happen. So they left, and they all came in one car. It was her, the boyfriend, and the dad.
Okay.
So as I say, con artists, they definitely have done this before.
It's like they were just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so they leave. So I'm like, girls, lock the door. Here comes dad, comes back.
No.
And he's holding a piece of paper up, and he's like banging on the door. And I'm like, all right, call the police. Like,
right.
I don't know what this guy's.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah, it was too much.
Too much.
So the police came. They called him. They said he wasn't going to bother us, blah, blah, blah. So then it wasn't even a week later. Here comes police officer to serve us papers.
Yay.
Because she's
exciting.
getting paid for
okay.
this wedding.
All right.
So a few days later, a police officer shows up to serve me and one of the employees in here papers.
Okay.
Because she wanted to make sure she was getting paid for working.
It gets more and more interesting.
And so when they left here, they went straight to small claims courts, whatever. I don't really know how to do all this. They do.
Clearly.
Without an attorney. They knew. They've watched some YouTube videos. They've done this before. And so they filled out the form, everything.
Right.
And I learned something, that you can actually do this to anybody without any proof. It's crazy. She didn't attach a paper. She didn't do anything. She just said, hey, claimed you owe this much
you
money.
owe money.
So there's two options. One, to pay, or two, hire an attorney and go to court with her and fight it.
Which is obviously more expensive.
Of course. I mean, you're not going to get an attorney to show up less than $2,500.
Right.
So
And we're talking like...
It was $300 plus the $75 filing fee that she had to pay. She had to pay $75 to file this. So now she's out money.
Out money to get money, but she knew she was going to get it. That was the thing. They knew that.
She knew.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, lesson learned for me for future, like, it's crazy to think that.
What's her name? Ashley.
Right? It was close. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, she's done that plenty of times before.
You live and you learn. Like, I don't know. That's just unfortunate that people are really there's people out there. They're just looking to scam you. Like, she knew what she was. She knew we were a successful operation. She knew if she could just get in, like you said, she was asking all the right questions. She knew exactly what she was doing. Looking back, retrospective. But at the same time, you know, a lesson learned to us to approach things a little bit differently, as we do with each new fan that, you know, inquires about jobs.
And so we did reach out for her internship to let the school know, and she actually wasn't even enrolled in an internship program.
More scam.
More scam.
Deeper.
Yeah. And so the best part about this, too, is I believe in karma for sure, but it had, I don't remember what the date was, but it had a certain date that either you had to go to court or you had to pay.
Right.
So I made sure to that last day is the day that I paid.
And she got paid, but that's not even the point. The point is that, you know, you got to be aware of these people that are, you know.
I mean, we get crazy emails about scams for weddings, but this is different.
Yeah, this is a cake topper.
And there was one other thing. We had one of the girls look up like the address for the form that was filled out. And I mean, she had lived in like 9 different states. I mean, it was crazy how many addresses, phone numbers, like all looking back, like complete like red flags.
Right. I mean, well, when somebody's coming at you, again, we're going to look you up. I mean, it's public record. Like, we're going to figure you out. And it's not something we necessarily do on the front end of looking at how many addresses you've had or whatnot. But yeah, just so interesting. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. Like,
no.
What are people doing out there? And I just think that's so funny. People are always like chomping at the bit to hear a story from us, because we have so many stories that you just couldn't imagine would be real life, and they just continue to come in. We're stacking them in the file cabinet, not literally, just the mental file cabinet of things we can talk about in the future. So you just be prepared for more stories about super fans. We're gonna make up a word. They're not Swifties, obviously, but we're gonna make up a word for these folks. So in the future podcasts, we can talk about our super fans, because they're definitely out there.
I mean, could you imagine if you're like a celebrity, like what the things they hear and deal with?
Please, no. Like, I don't want that kind of attention. I cannot imagine.
No.
I mean, you hear about the true stalkers that are climbing
Obsessed.
over privacy fences and, causing accidents so they can see people. And, I mean,
crazy.
No, thank you.
I've just never been like a super fan to like anyone. I mean, like,
they're all humans. They all
like, I
live
enjoy
a life.
like country music and going to concerts, but I'm not like, oh, I will tell you something. So we just
trying to get to somebody's house.
just recently went to a concert and we were front row. Let me tell you, it's awkward if you're not like one of those crazy super diehard fans, because you're like, hi. I'm not like, oh my God.
yeah, front rows for the
He's like making eye
fans.
contact, and I'm like, this is weird.
If you're on the front row, you better be singing every song, because they're looking to you like, why are you on the front row?
Yeah.
They want you, giving
I
them
wasn't
the
given the right energy.
Sarah's sitting down, legs crossed.
They needed Ashley.
Hands on her knee. Just trying to listen, and everybody else is up there like pumping their fists.
Yeah.
They're wondering what in the world.
So let's talk about what we do look for in a SMB future employee or franchise owner, or...
Of course. I mean, we have lots of opportunities at many of our franchises. Obviously we're looking for new franchise owners.
Yes.
We're always looking for new faces for our brand, and all of our locations need help, be it full-time, be it part-time, be it interns.
Just assistants, weekend help.
Yeah, just so we can get through our wedding seasons. And we do have an interesting workflow because we go into busy wedding season, and then we come out of it, and then we go back into it. So we just don't always have full-time or part-time help. So we're always looking for energetic, happy people looking to get in. And so one way that we like to onboard potential employees are weekend help. So we like to bring you on.
See what we're working with.
Yeah, it's a great way to see you on the job, personality, work ethic, see what kind of questions you're asking, or if you're not asking any questions. There's not any stupid question per se, but there's just some basics you would want to walk into the environment knowing.
Right. Or if you're just being like, you're not standing there waiting for someone to tell you what to do next. If you see that the koozies have fallen off the bar and they need to be picked back up and put on the
straightening
basket.
Up chairs, or helping to answer questions. Are you helping to answer questions? Because you're locked and loaded going into an event. You have a timeline, you have a layout, you have a uniform. Like, you're one of us. And so we like to see you in action. So that is a great way to get to see how people are working.
Your interaction, how you work,
how they work with us.
Yeah, and how you work under pressure, and the different dynamics of personalities, and the venues and the vendors and the bridal party.
Exactly. Every event's different, of course, because we're all people. Every lead planner is different. Every bride and groom are different. Every venue lends to a different, work environment. And so we can't just have you come into the office and learn the job. We like to get you out there and see how it goes. So it's a great way to get to know people. And from there, we're like, man, they are strong. Like, they're strong. Yeah. They've got the answers. Yeah. They've got the potential. They've got the work ethic. And that's how we like to bring people in, even if it's part-time, into the office, and see how you work in the office, because the office work is much different than the field work.
Yes.
We grind. We're all grinding all week. We've got lots of inquiries. We've got lots of timelines and layouts and meetings to do and that kind of thing. So many emails. But so many errands too. I mean, we're out picking up stuff. We're out
stuffing invitations yesterday.
Man, we're getting stuff ready for the next wedding. We're putting things in baskets. We're going through things, making sure they're not broken, making sure we have all the things.
It's not a boring job. You don't have to worry about the hours.
It's always changing.
There's plenty to do throughout the day. So.
Yeah. So if you are interested in a job, send your local SMB a email. Look at our website.
PDF resume, please.
Please.
And I enjoy when people put like a headshot. That way, I mean,
you know what you're getting. Yeah. But note to self: we're going to check out your social media account. Exactly. So clean that up real quick before you send us your resume, because we're going to see what all you're posting. We love to see your personality.
Of course.
I mean, do you have a dog? Do you have kids? Are you married? Are you engaged? Are you planning a wedding? What is the case? What brought you to us? We love that. With your resume, of course, we're going to see what your work history looks like. But all that to say, we would love to have you. We're always hiring happy, energetic people, men and women. We like to have a good strong man on our team for sure. We've got plenty of that. Of course, we've got our sister company, Lemon or Lime. So we're always also looking for, bartenders, bar backs, people like that. And so if you are interested in working with Stunning and Brilliant or Lemon or Lime, of course, let us know.
Check us out.
Send us your email and your PDF resume.
That's right.
And so excited to have some new faces on our team as always, as we kind of wrap up one wedding season and get geared up for our next busy wedding season. We're always excited to see what's changing and trending and see some new faces on our team.
I love it. Awesome. Well, this one definitely takes the cake for sure.
Cake smash.
Well, thank you for joining us, and obviously visit our website. You can definitely check us out on Instagram, all of our social media platforms, and we'll see you